My name is Julian Crouch and I'm the scenic and costume designer for Cinderella. I've designed costume a bit within my career, but primarily I've been a set maker and a mask maker, and there are masks and big images like that within this show. But costume is a newer area for me. Ballet costumes are a whole specialist thing that I think even theatre costume designers get nervous about. So that for me was the biggest learning thing in doing this production, and I really loved it. But I loved it mostly because I was supported so well in that process, particularly by Oliver Haller.
I actually met Julian for the first time in New York, and he gave me the designs, and there were like 85 drawings. I
would draw the pictures, and he would sit with me, and I would say, "What about that fabric?" And he'd go, "No, you can't use that fabric. It won't move properly." And so, bit by bit, he taught me the fabrics that would move properly on the human body.
To create for two companies was a first time for me. This is in ballet. This is a relatively new thing in Europe to do co-productions. So, what I just did, I always made the costumes that they are adaptable. To make a costume adaptable, you make lots of elastic parts, and you give enough space that you can put extra row of hooks and bars in the back, so you can make the costume bigger and smaller. Actually, Cinderella in this show wears 5 different dresses. What's great about this is that Christopher Wheeldon included the part that you see a young Cinderella. Then you see her like 10 years later, and she's basically wearing the same dress, just the sleeves are gone. Then you see another 5 years later, and the dress is totally shredded. And of course we took our liberty with that. It's a totally different material. The last one has to be very danceable, so we used the stretch lace. And then of course there's the beautiful, beautiful dress which she wears to the ball. If I would have made that dress out of real feathers, like on the drawing, then you would have been able to dance in it once, and then all those feathers would have been broken. Basically photoshopped them in one big circle and printed them on tulle. This is a technology that wouldn't have even been available like 3 years ago, but now it was. And now we have this beautiful dress with photographically printed feathers that looks, from a distance, it really looks like real feathers.
They particularly wanted to tell a story of real people. They wanted the prince to be real rather than just a man in tights. And they wanted him to have a story as well as Cinderella. And so there seemed like a desire to make the costumes based in reality. So I did a lot of looking at sort of 19th century courts.
This is something that where I combined very traditional methods. All the gold decorations, they were made in a uniform factory in Vienna that specializes on these things for hundreds of years. And the inside of the jackets are all high-tech fibers made for hiking. Julian comes from building puppets, and he is a puppet maker, and he made them all personally. And he uses basically stuff from the hardware store, and he creates these amazing, amazing masks.
I think it's a great production. I think Christopher Wheeldon is he's a fantastic talent. People now, they want the technique and the beauty, but they also want to be told a story. I think Chris is a great storyteller.